Cut. Fucking cut.
Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go purchase one. That's the problem.
This ain't for me. I was like,
the background is mom and dad was addicted to crack cocaine. Okay. Right?
Hi, how are ya? Welcome to another episode of the Doc Holliday Show, where we love to uplift black men, black woman, black teen, black child, black royalty, the magically melanated. Stop it, Cassius. Today I am joined by another black royal, my sister, a magically melanated Mrs. Because you married.
I am married.
Tiffani Perry. How you doing, Mrs. Perry?
I am great. How are you, Doc?
I'm well. Now, I know about you, Tiffani. I know you from. Tell the people who watching who don't know about you. Where you from? Your neighborhood? Holler at them.
All right. So let's jump right in. So I am Tiffani Perry. Born and raised in Memphis in the Whitehaven area. So it's considered District 6 in the Shelby County Schools. Memphis Shelby County Schools system. I am a 1994 graduate of Doubletree Elementary. I graduated year of 2000 from the Whitehaven High School. I went on to receive my bachelor's degree from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, received my master's degree from, it's a school in Colorado that nobody probably has ever heard of.
But it's a master's degree.
But it is a master's degree. And I am currently the chief of staff at one of the nation's oldest, most prestigious HBCUs in the state of Mississippi. When people ask me, where am I from, how did I grow up, I always tell people, that I'm Whitehaven born, raised, and bred. I grew up in that community, lived in the same house throughout my entire life. My mother was a long-time servant of Legacy Memphis City Schools. She worked at Fairleigh High School.
Yes, she did. And
yes,
I love her.
Yes, she did. She served at Longview Middle in South Memphis. My father-in-law also was a longtime servant of Legacy Memphis City Schools and Shelby County Schools. He was the former athletic director for Shelby County Schools. Many of you may know Dr. J.L. Perry. That's my father-in-law, my father-in-love, what I like to call him. And so I have always been, a Whitehaven, Westwood, South Memphis girl, through and through. My family was born there. They raised, my sister and I there. And it's the community that, I have long, I think, credited to the person that I am today. So, that's where I'm from. That's who made me who I am, is that community.
And a very intelligent, brilliant, magically melanated. And your sister Dana, who actually went to Fairleigh, but she went to Whitehaven.
Correct.
Because she graduated with me.
Yes.
That's what, like, you got a little sister. You got a little sister.
Yes.
But anyway, I mean, honestly, your family, your parents, great family, great
Thank
foundation.
you.
Now, seriously, raised two beautiful, smart, brilliant, intelligent, powerful, strong, magically melanated queens. And I'm proud to know you, and I know you're doing a lot of great things at Rusk College. Before we get to what I know that you doing, tell us, what exactly you doing down there at Rusk, because I'm down at Rusk too. For everybody that don't know, I mean, blessed, working with Mrs. Perry, Dr. Ivy Taylor. Tell the people, what you're doing down there at Rusk.
So, it's funny, Doc, that we talk about being able to serve at Rusk College. So I am actually the institution's first chief of staff in the 156-year history of the school. And I have the pleasure of serving under the first female presidents in the institution's history. And so that alone, as we celebrate Black History Month, and going into Women's History Month next month, it speaks volumes to where we are, still trying to, climb this ladder and be appreciated and have our voices heard as women. We are in 2022, and we are still saying in a lot of instances the first woman to do. So, down at Rusk College, we have had some amazing successes over the past year and a half that I've been there. We have seen Our student engagement, rise tremendously. We've engaged a lot of community stakeholders to launch some amazing new academic programs. We're working collaboratively with many of the neighboring school districts to offer some dual degree or dual enrollment programs for our high school students in the area, and just have seen some amazing changes happening on that campus. We're upgrading the facilities. Russ has quite a bit of deferred maintenance, as do many historically Black colleges and universities. And so we've been able to come in and work with our board of trustees and work with our alum to really create a strategic plan for us that we are sure is going to catapult that institution forward in the coming years. And so it's just, it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, but I would not trade it for the world because of what we are giving back to these young people. And, we're creating the future leaders of tomorrow, and the work that we're doing will hopefully help them to their or to achieve their level of success.
Indeed, big facts, because it's led by two magically melanated queens down there, and that seriously, and you all are doing a great job of not only providing and upgrading these young royals their college experience, but serving them, teaching them, mentoring them, because I often see young girls and young men, in your office because they need some guidance and some direction.
Yes, all day. And I'm one of those people that I'm never too busy for the students. I always operate under a student first mentality. The students are our customers. That's who we serve. And I am of the belief that if you do not hear from your customers, if you do not understand, their challenges, where there are areas of opportunity, if you don't address the issues head on, then how can you fix them and improve them? And so I love it when they march in my office. They come in there, Doc, all day. They mad, they sad, some of them are happy. But whatever it is that they need, we aim to make sure that they get, those resources and those tools for them to be successful. So, I love the students, not just the students at Russ, but I have a passion for children, period, and educating children and making sure that children have the tools and resources that they desire. And I try to be a positive role model where I can, because, with our young ladies, children cannot be what they do not see. And so they have to see women in leadership roles. They have to see strong men serving in leadership positions for our young men. They have to be able to approach us and have conversations to understand how we reached our levels of success. So I always try to make sure that I'm available when that moment happens, and just try to be a positive light for our youth.
And you have been a light. Now you want that light to shine a little brighter and take a little bit more area.
Yes.
Talk about serving, because you're from a family that served and loved and taught and care about the kids. I know you got little Jackson.
I do.
He ain't look that.
He's not
Cash,
little.
that mother's so thick. Like little Jackson. He ain't little. But anyway, he's a student. Now your next phase, your next goal. You tell the people what you want to do and because I know you're gonna do amazing at it. But it's your news.
So this is you're getting this exclusive.
Okay, exclusive.
Doc,
you got exclusive thing. Exclusive.
Yes. So as I mentioned, I come from a family of educators. I am passionate about education. Myself. So I am officially announcing my candidacy to run for Memphis Shelby County School board member for District 6, representing Whitehaven, Westwood, Riverside, and parts of the South Memphis area. And I'm super excited, about this opportunity and this journey. Growing up in that community, it made me who I am, Doc. And, I tell people all the time, District 6 born, District 6 made, and now I want to prioritize education in the community where I was raised. And that community has a lot of challenges and areas of opportunity right now as it relates to educating our children. And, I am... I think the biggest thing for me in all of this, Doc, is really to take a look at how all of us can come together to impact the lives of kids that walk the same streets as you and I, did. And look at us now, what we were able to accomplish just because somebody cared. Somebody was on the front line at the school board meetings fighting for the things that we needed specific to that community. And so I want to do the same for this generation of kids growing up in the community that raised me. And I have been long doing this work in Whitehaven. As many of the viewers may know, I am co-founder of the Whitehaven Empowerment Expo, which was started back in 2006, and we started 2016. I'm sorry, and we started this work, Doc. I was still living in Texas. I wasn't even back in the Memphis area yet when I started, and it started from a phone conversation between my best friend and I, who is a counselor at Whitehaven, who we saw a need and we took the initiative and we made the expo happen. And so we have galvanized to date over 400 volunteers, alumni, community stakeholders to come back to Whitehaven High School, as well as all of the schools that were once a part of the Whitehaven Empowerment Zone, to deliver educational opportunities around career exploration, character development, social emotional learning, and really give these students a sneak peek at a day in the life of hundreds of professions and a day in the life of resolving conflict appropriately, and a day in the life of managing their finances and trying to provide them some real world experience and information that will hopefully help them beyond the walls of Whitehaven High School or one of the 8 schools that were in the Whitehaven feeder pattern.
Now, see, I know what you've been doing, and I know how much you genuinely care. That's why I was excited when you told me your plans on running for school board, because our young royals need that. This just me speaking candidly. Most of these don't really care. The only thing, it is what it is. She ain't saying it. I'm Doc Holliday. What's camera, mama? Doc Holliday said it. Most of them don't, they don't, I ain't gonna say most. A lot of them don't care. They're in it for themselves, but I know for a fact that's not you. Unselfish, selfless, and you really, because they need positive role models.
Absolutely.
They need somebody to show them this is how you be professional. This is how you be successful. But these are some of the adversities you're going to face, but this is how you're going to make it through. And I know that's what you provide, because that's what you've been doing.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I always think, politics is a very interesting, place. But we are at a point in this city where we have to turn away from the normal Memphis politics.
You my partner, so I'm gonna help you get in there. You're right, but you ain't got to do nothing. But that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Talking to a lot of the community stakeholders and folks in District 6, these are all things that I have heard, over the recent months that I've been discussing this opportunity with folks in the community. And I think we have got to look at someone who has been doing the work, who understands the inner workings of the District 6, who also understands the inner workings of the school district. Many may know or many may not, but I'm also the former public information officer and spokesperson for Shelby County Schools prior to me coming or becoming the chief of staff at Russ College. And so during that time, I had the opportunity to work alongside some of the most amazing people within the school district to help elevate the work. Dr. Antonio Burt was one of those folks who was the chief academic officer at the time. And I had the opportunity to lead efforts around our 3rd grade commitment and our district's early literacy focus on, increasing students' reading level by the time they reached the 3rd grade. I had the opportunity to work on the 50th, or to lead the 50th Clue anniversary communication and marketing strategy. That happened a couple of years ago, where the district actually changed the face of those students who had access to the CLUE program through the universal screener. And so we admitted, I believe, 602 new primary CLUE students that year. And you saw more Black and brown babies who now had access to programming and to the CLUE resources, that is typically for gifted and talented kids. And initially, the only way for you to get into their program was through teacher recommendation. Well, Dr. Bird and his team, along with myself, were actually able to change that process to where students took a universal screener. And so their knowledge, gained them access. So, that's equitable education. And those are things that I'm extremely passionate about. And so I think we have got to look at the people doing the work if we want to move this school district forward, if we want to move the work happening in District 6 forward. We have got to look at the people who are tried and true doing the work, because this is not time for a popularity contest.
Big facts.
So
Big
that's
facts.
where I am with all this.
But now you running it is pop because you need to vote. And this is my thing, because this is what bothers me. It's been bothering me. Mm-hmm. It's just that I see our young royals, and I call them young royals, magically melanated, magically melanated. And I see the state that they're, because a lot of them want to learn.
They want it.
They want to be taught.
They want it.
They want to be disciplined, but we have failed them because we have not been giving them what. And part of my problem, because I used to teach too, and I seen a lot of teachers like, man, you just here for a check, or you just here for a check. Them little kids look like you. What you doing? So them the kind of people I say, your ass got to get gone. So we got to bring some fresh faces, some fresh ideas, a fresh perspective. And my whole thing, this is the biggest thing, which I know is coming from you, a genuine perspective.
Yes. And, I think it's, we have some of the most amazing teachers in District 6, and I know that because, many of those same teachers were there, when I was in school, and they're still there serving in some capacity. And, I am of the mindset that moving forward, we have to have a student-first approach to everything that we do, even as it comes to boosting teacher morale. That is a student-focused initiative, because how do we expect students to go in the classroom excited to learn and ready to thrive if our teachers' morale is low because of pay? That's a national issue that teachers are dealing with, because of their health care benefits, because of all of the many demands that the district may be forcing, on them, where they don't feel like they're allowed adequate time to actually teach and perform the lesson. So, our budget, we have to ensure that the budget is, student-centered and student-focused first, because we have got to turn things around for these kids. Our school district is level 1, so that is, considered underperforming, and we just should not be in that position in this city. We absolutely should not be. This city has produced some of the most amazing talent throughout the years, and many of those folks are leaving Memphis and moving away. But then even when they come back, like myself, sometimes you're seen as an outsider because you didn't stay. But sometimes I feel like it's important for you to leave and go away and get some new knowledge and gain some new experiences and gain a different perspective. And then you come back and you give that back to the community that made you, who you are. And so that's where I am. I come from a genuine place of wanting to serve, wanting to help improve the academic environment for these kids in this district. And that is absolutely what I intend to do if elected.
And I know you're doing an amazing job, because, as I say, I still interact with our young royals, even when I was teaching school, even before then. They respond to me a different way because I'm an athlete.
Yeah, of course.
So that brings some respect. But I have watched them. I'll be like, these are some genuine, brilliant children, regardless of what they make. And then you're right, it's a lot of great teachers, but you don't pay them nothing. So if somebody ain't getting paid anything, just already in a state of mind, then they go into an environment where they got to uplift children and teach them when they ass need to be uplifted too, but they're still doing a great job.
They are. Our teachers, I actually had the opportunity to watch teachers in this pandemic. And I don't know if I prayed for anybody harder than I did those teachers when the pandemic hit, because I have my child is a student in Shelby County Schools. And so little thick man, third grader wearing a size 9.5 men's shoe. So y'all pray for me too, okay? So, but those teachers, they rallied. They honestly, Doc, did the best that they could with the resources that they have. I saw teachers, being so creative with how they were teaching the lessons. I actually led the effort at the district to create the school at home video so that the teachers could come in and have video content to share with, parents and families that aired on, Channel 5 and the district stations. And so I saw how hard they were working and trying to get through this pandemic. And now that we're back in the classroom, many of them are still struggling because, gosh, what did we come back to? These kids have been out at home for, a year. They have issues with mental health. I feel another student first opportunity for us in schools, especially in District 6, is to ensure we have the mental health resources on campus for these students. It's not always more police. It's not always the answer. But we should have social workers in every school. We should have psychologists in every school. And right now those resources exist, but they're shared. And, one person cannot necessarily always be in 3 or 4 places at one time as these issues are, ongoing. And so we just really got to take a hard look at how we're spending our budget dollars. And ensuring that those budget dollars are student-centered and they have students first in mind. And so that's really what I want to, focus on. And all those things, to me, teacher pay, mental health resources, taking a look at school feeder patterns and ensuring we are setting students up for success for post-secondary education, whether that is a 4-year institution, a community college, a trade school, whatever that looks like. We have to start early. We've got to get to a place where in District 6, it's been proven, Doc, that the earliest a student can be involved in school, so pre-K, that helps to set that student up for success in the early years. There's no reason why we should still be doing universal needs-based pre-K in this community, because all these kids need universal. They all need pre-K. Like that. This should not. I don't even understand why we're still discussing some of these things, because it's been proven. You get them in early when they're in the 3rd grade, they have a better chance at reading on grade level, comprehending the work. It's been proven. So it's like we know these things, but we're not moving in the right direction and taking the right action to get us to where we need to be. And I really just want to make sure that that's our focus moving forward. It's got to be students first.
And hell, you win District 6. I might just get back in school just so I can go back to kindergarten. Like I'm going to learn a whole bunch more. Like, what that big ass kid doing in kindergarten for? Because Mrs. Perry she's the school board member over District 6. How your family feels about what you're doing?
My family is super excited. So my husband, Jason, is, gosh, I don't think I could ask for a better, support system. Yes, he is one of those Omega men.
Two shots.
I married well, I like to say. But he didn't have a choice, because everybody who knows my father-in-law knows he wasn't paying for nothing else.
Yeah, J.L. Perry.
J.L. Perry was not. He was not. And so he's just extremely supportive. My son Jackson is extremely supportive. My mother-in-law, my sister, everybody is excited because they know how passionate I am about education. And passionate I am about the community that I'm planning to represent. And, that's really important when you decide one night sitting on your couch that I'm going to make a run for this, school board seat, because it is going to be time consuming. It is going to require, quite a bit of my attention. But Doc, you know me, I don't shy away from that.
No.
I don't shy away from hard work because I've been doing the work now for quite some time. And so I'm ready for the challenge and hopefully ready to walk alongside and collaborate with the remaining stakeholders from District 6 and the current school board members to really move the needle and help transform or reimagine, as our superintendent likes to say, this school district.
What would your mama say about her baby girl?
I think my mom is probably in tears. She passed away when
that's why I said,
yeah.
what would she say?
So,
I know she did.
She was a long time educator and member of the, school system, and she did a lot for kids in our community. I'm never going to forget her every school year going to Walmart and Knowledge Tree, and she would buy school supplies for all the little kids in the neighborhood. Backpacks, she'd fill them up. She'd make sure all the babies were ready for school. So education was considered a priority in my house, and so we didn't have a choice. Like, there was no, you come home, you play the video games, you didn't get that option. Yeah. You come home, you eat your dinner, you do your homework. Until your homework is done, there is nothing else happening. And so I think she's probably extremely proud, at least I hope she is, because she really did value education. And if we don't see anything right now during these times, is how much of a threat educated Black people are. If you look at what's happening with HBCUs across this country and the constant bomb threats that they are receiving, it is because for some reason, educated Black people are still a threat to some in this society. And so if we as Black people don't see the value in it, then, why should they? And so I definitely hope and I pray that she's proud. I hope that, whenever the opportunity is that I get to see her again, that she, and hopefully it's no time soon.
Yeah, hold on. Well,
hopefully it's no time soon, Mama.
Yeah.
But when we do get an opportunity to meet again, I hope that she is proud of her baby girl.
You know what? You tough too, because that's why I asked the question. See, Cassius, no. I asked the questions. I said, how would your mama feel about her baby girl? Because normally they're like, you tough though. That little Otto, because your mom was such a beautiful spirit and a beautiful woman, and she was a fan of mine, and I was a fan of hers. She was so supportive. But you know what? And I know she's proud of it because I'm proud. I know you got my vote. I don't care who announces from now on. I'm both somebody Angel will come down and be like, Doc, I'm gonna run for this. I already told Miss Perry.
I appreciate that.
Because I know you'll do a great job. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here, Mrs. Perry?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now is just for everyone to really understand that this is a critical race for not just District 6, but for the school board in general, because there will be several seats open when the election comes August the 4th. And so I would encourage everyone to get engaged. If you want the best for these students in Memphis, in Shelby County, get engaged, learn the candidates, understand what their platforms are, and make sure that you are voting for the candidate that is focused on student-first solutions for these kids, because that is the only way we are going to move this district forward. And so when you think about District 6, just think about me, District 6 born, District 6 made. And now I'm trying to impact education in the community where I was raised.
That seat empty right now.
Shantae Avon actually just resigned on Friday of last week. And so at this point, the county commission now has the option to appoint somebody. And we just want to make sure, even with that the county commission considers all candidates for that, and that the district is not appointed a person that is not representative of the needs for District 6. And so I think our county commission will be fair in that process. And the right interim person will be appointed.
Yeah, I hope they'll be fair too, because Doc Holliday be watching. Doc Holliday put you on there too. Doc Holliday will talk about you.
Correct.
Doc Holliday will talk about you if you ain't doing what's right. But anything else? Any other last words? Because I asked another question. Anything else, Mrs.
No,
Perry?
nothing else. Nothing else.
No, we good. We good. We got it coming. You know what I'm saying?
We got it.
We got it coming. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mrs. Perry.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, you got my vote, because not only because I know you and I can see, but you are perfect for the job. You're ready.
Thank you. I am ready. She ready.
She ready. she ready. Well, thank you again, Mrs. Perry.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Doc.
That's going to do it for another great edition of the Doc Holliday Show, where we love to uplift black man, black woman, black teen, black child, black royalty, magically melanated. Stop it, Cass. It's magically melanated. Till next time, we out.
What you cooking, Mom?
Excellent.